The 1957 season was, in her own words, Althea Gibson's year. In July, Gibson was seeded first at Wimbledon, considered at the time the World Championship of Tennis, and defeated Darlene Hard in the finals for the singles title. She was the first black champion in the tournament's 80-year history, and the first champion to receive the trophy personally from Queen Elizabeth II. Shaking hands with the Queen of England, she said, was a long way from being forced to sit in the colored section of the bus. She won the doubles championship as well, for the second year. Upon her return home, Gibson became only the second black American, after Jesse Owens, to be honored with a ticker tape parade in New York City, and Mayor Robert F. Wagner Jr. presented her with the Bronze Medallion, the city's highest civilian award. A month later, she defeated Louise Brough in straight sets to win her first US National Championship. "Winning Wimbledon was wonderful," she wrote, "and it meant a lot to me. But there is nothing quite like winning the championship of your own country." In all, she reached the finals of 8 Grand Slam events in 1957, winning the Wimbledon and US National singles titles, the Wimbledon and Australian doubles championships, and the US mixed doubles crown, and finishing second in Australian singles, US doubles, and Wimbledon mixed doubles. At season's end, she broke yet another barrier as the first black player on the US Wightman Cup team, which defeated Great Britain 6-1. With Gibson winning her last 55 matches of the season, plus her first 2 matches in 1958, she won 57 matches in a row. In 1958, Gibson successfully defended her Wimbledon and US National singles titles, and won her 3rd straight Wimbledon doubles championship, with a 3rd different partner. She was the number 1 ranked woman in the world and in the United States in both 1957 and 1958, and was named Female Athlete of the Year by the Associated Press in both years, garnering over 80% of the votes in 1958. She also became the first black woman to appear on the covers of Sports Illustrated and Time. In late 1958, having won 56 national and international singles and doubles titles, Gibson retired from amateur tennis. Prior to the Open era, there was no prize money at major tournaments, and direct endorsement deals were prohibited. Players were limited to meager expense allowances, strictly regulated by the USTA. "The truth, to put it bluntly, is that my finances were in heartbreaking shape," she wrote. "Being the queen of tennis is all well and good, but you can't eat a crown. Nor can you send the Internal Revenue Service a throne clipped to their tax forms. The landlord and grocer and tax collector are funny that way. They like cold cash. I reign over an empty bank account, and I'm not going to fill it by playing amateur tennis." Professional tours for women were still 15 years away, so her opportunities were largely limited to promotional events. In 1959, she signed to play a series of exhibition matches against Figaro's before Harlem Globetrotter basketball games. When the tour ended, she won the singles and doubles titles at the Pepsi-Cola World Pro Tennis Championships in Cleveland, but received only $500 in prize money. During this period, Gibson also pursued her long-held aspirations in the entertainment industry. A talented vocalist and saxophonist, and runner-up in the Apollo Theater's Amateur Talent Contest in 1943, she made her professional singing debut at W.C. Handy's 84th birthday tribute at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in 1957. An executive from Dot Records was impressed with her performance, and signed her to record an album of popular standards. Althea Gibson Sings was released in 1959, and Gibson performed 2 of its songs on The Ed Sullivan Show in May and July of that year, but sales were disappointing. She appeared as a celebrity guest on the TV panel show What's My Line? And was cast as an enslaved woman in the John Ford motion picture The Horse Soldiers, 1959, which was notable for her refusal to speak in the stereotypic Negro dialect mandated by the script. She also worked as a sports commentator, appeared in print and television advertisements for various products, and increased her involvement in social issues and community activities. In 1960, her first memoir, I Always Wanted to Be Somebody, written with sportswriter Ed Fitzgerald, was published.